Coach Shea, commit to compete. In this video, we're going to talk about the importance of trust in competitive sports. So trust is like a huge thing in any relationship, whether it's player-coach, player-player, husband-wife, boyfriend-girlfriend, friend-friend, any relationship. Any good relationship, it has to be built on trust, right? You have to trust somebody to be in a good relationship, a good, productive, healthy relationship. It's the same thing with competitive sports. So as a coach, you're looking to develop trust, right, with your players. And how do you do that, right? You do that by being honest with them, okay? By communicating with them, like, often, okay? For instance, I'll give an example. I work with a lot of local high school players, and during the season, and they'll come to me and work out on Sunday, get some extra shooting. And so these are kids that are like pretty serious about basketball, and several of them will likely get benched, or all of a sudden they're not playing as much, and so I'll ask him, well, what did the coach say? And he's like, nothing. So there was a kid who went from 20 minutes a game to 5 minutes a game, like that, all of a sudden. And I said, well, what did the coach say? And he said, nothing. I said, he didn't say why you weren't playing? He's like, no. So like, personally, if I had a kid who was playing 20 minutes a game and then he played 5 minutes, like, I would talk to him like immediately, like the next day or after the game. I would say, listen, here's why that happened. Okay, maybe it was a matchup. Maybe the guy in front of him was playing really well, so you played a little bit less. Maybe it was because you haven't been practicing as well, or maybe you need to get better at this or that. Maybe it's because they played zone, we played man. Whatever it is, if there's a reason, like, I would tell the kid, look, here's why you only played 5 minutes, especially if it wasn't his fault, if it was just a circumstance of the game, and so he didn't get the time that he normally would get. I would talk to that kid about that, right? So now that kid's going to go, okay, all right. Now, he might not agree with it, but at least he goes home with a reason, right? At least he goes home with, well, he said because they played zone, so this guy's better against man. That's why that happened. So, that's how you develop trust. So let's say it is performance related, that the kid's not playing well, and you got to cut his minutes. There are coaches that just sit him and they don't tell him. I would go to him and I would say, look, here's why you're losing these minutes, and here's what you can do to get them back, right? And that way there, you're keeping that kid hope alive, right? And he's working towards getting back in the lineup, which is what you want as a coach. And you're being honest with him. You have to get better at A, B, and C, and start doing that, and then you get back in the game, and then you follow through. If he's doing that, you follow through, and you get him back in the game. So if you don't have trust as a coach, you're not going to have anything, right? You're kidding yourself, okay? And on the other side, players, you have to learn how to earn the trust of your coach. There are players that, they don't know why they're playing. Well, I'm not playing. How come I'm not playing? They don't even know what their role is. They don't even know every single play. They don't know all their responsibilities. So, as a coach, I'm like, how can this kid be complaining about lack of playing time? He doesn't even know what he's doing. He's not even paying attention. He's not locked in. So you have to, as a player, earn the trust of your coach so that he knows that you're going to be at practice every day, that you're going to be there to be working every day. You're going to work hard. You're going to support your teammates, and you have the skill and the IQ to execute what he wants. That's what the coach is looking for. That's how you earn your coach's trust. And if you don't do that, if you go in the game, in one game you do the right thing and you're playing pretty well, and then the next game you're throwing the ball all over the place, or you're making fundamental mistakes, and now he doesn't know what he's going to get out of you. So what is he going to do? He's going to try somebody else. But if he knows what he's going to get out of you, if he can trust your performance level, if he can trust your effort level, then he's going to more likely stay with you longer, okay? And then finally, the teammate trust. This is probably the most difficult because, there is a competition within the team to get playing time, right? So that's the tricky part about competitive sports, is that, yeah, you're competing against somebody, another school or whatever, but you're competing with guys on your own team to get on the court. And so at the same time, you have to trust each other, and you have to work together. It's a very tricky thing. It's not easy. So as a teammate, what you want to do again is, I always think honesty is the best policy. You're not going to like everybody you play with. You're not going to, everyone's not going to maybe be at your level. Maybe you're really focused and into it. And maybe another guy's not quite as into it as you are, that type of thing. But you're going to have different, but you should be able to just be honest with each other, right? So if you're not getting along with somebody for some reason, don't go talk around their back. If you got a problem with somebody, talk them right to their face. You can have trust and actually not even like each other. Okay, but you can still trust each other, but not like each other. You can be like, all right, he's not gonna screw me up. I don't like him, but I can still trust him in this team environment. Okay, so it's tricky. It's hard, teammate to teammate trust. I mean, some teams they just have it, right? Some teams they just have it. Most teams you got to work on. You got to work towards it. And then there are teams that it's just this total dysfunction, But you can expect there's always going to be some type of friction or some type of very, very few seasons where you just sail right through the year. There's always incidents, episodes that have to be dealt with within the team. And you have to do that honestly and openly. Have a meeting if you have to, whatever. But just be able to talk honestly and openly, and just make sure that you hold yourself accountable before you're holding somebody else accountable. Okay? And then you can develop that teammate trust. So coaches, ask yourself, do you think my kids trust me? Am I up front with my kids? Am I, even if I have to tell them something tough, do I do it in a way that's productive? What I do is normally I tell a kid before I tell him what he's not doing well. I normally tell him what he's doing well, right? So if I'm talking to you, I say, listen, your defense is good, you're rebounding well. I go, but offensively, you're turning the ball over too much, and you're taking bad shots, and you don't really know where you're supposed to be. So you got to improve those three things. Keep doing the other two, right? Keep rebounding and playing D, and improve these other things, and you'll get more time, right? So that type of thing, rather than just bang, hit him with the negative. Tell him what he's been doing positive, things you like that he's doing. You're practicing hard, you're rebounding, you're playing D. Okay, you're talking a lot, you're communicating. It's all good stuff, But now you gotta, clean it up offensively. You gotta this, A, B, C. And I think when you communicate in that way, you help develop trust. I talk during a season, I'm talking to almost everybody, almost every single day, for at least, even if it's for 30 seconds of just telling them, all right, you had a good day yesterday, you had a great day yesterday, you had a bad day yesterday, don't worry about yesterday, whatever, it's a new day, right? And try to get them in that frame mind, right? That working, that working mindset, that positive working mindset. Let's get here to get better. So if you really want to have a championship team, then the players got to develop that trust. You can have a winning team, okay, without that, but to have a championship team, a team that goes a long way, you need to have that. You need to have that bond, that trust as teammates, okay? So hey, earn everybody's trust and commit yourself to compete.